Your hosts, Wayne Noon, Greg Norval, Uncle Saxon, and Pete Peters.
All right. With that said, welcome to Red Cell Review.
Good evening.
I am here with Greg today. There will be no Uncle Saxon. And there will be...
He is currently working Country Fest. However, I will narrate the Uncle Saxon True Hollywood Story of the Week. It's not very long.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I had an idea to do something that was going to be kind of funny, but it was probably stupid, so
Well,
I'm not
you could
doing
do that too. But
it's all right. I forgot it anyway, because what I wanted to do, I wanted to have it all written out, but I forgot. I didn't have time. Anything new going on? Any new albums that you've been listening to lately, besides the one that we're going to talk about tonight?
Really, this Possessed one is the only new one I've picked up. I've got some stuff interested in checking out, like that Beastmaster one, I think they're called.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I heard a couple tracks from that, and that sounds real good. I want to check out that Spirit album. I honestly, I have to look through, because there's a bunch on up. But most of it is we're going to get his band's new CD, first album that's out, that Hex Vortices, and that's really good.
Yeah, I remember you guys talking about that. So.
Yep. And as far as news and anything, I really haven't seen too much going on lately. Yeah, that you sent were pretty interesting, though. That Jeff Soto one I thought was neat.
It is, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and it's funny because, you know, I mean, shit, I could back them up on that because I saw them on that tour with Def Leppard, and that's exactly how Neil Schon introduced him, was the new lead singer for Journey.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I think I remember that too. And
Yep.
all right, well, I'll read the article since you brought it up.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, Jeff, if you're watching, you got to get back at that guy. You can't take shit from some asshole that used to play a keytar. Yeah.
Well, what Greg is talking about, Jeff Scott Soto, says he's hurt to see Journey not acknowledging his time with the band. Well, I mean, I can kind of see their point because he was never really on an album, right?
Right, but they should at least put him, you know, the fact that he was part of the live lineup on their website. You know, you can't write the guy out of your history.
You would think they would do that. If they have everybody that's, you know, sang for them, they should have him up there.
And, you know, I've seen them twice, and, well, okay, Soto's voice is a little bit deeper because, like he says in the article there, he was getting a little bit older when he did the tour, but he was probably the most Steve Perry sounding out of all of them. Not that he was a copycat, but he had the best feel for songs.
Yeah, really?
By far. Well, I only ever saw them with All Jerry. You know, I haven't seen the new guy, Arnell or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I really don't need to see Journey in concert again.
He's good, the new guy, I think. That when they started with him, that's when I said, you know what, let me just check out the new Journey album.
Yeah.
So I picked it up. It's pretty cool. And then they had like a bonus CD with him singing all the, you know, like stuff, Journey songs.
See, I've heard a couple of them songs. And like I said, both him and All Jerry do sound good. But, you know, Jeff was real good on picking up on a lot of the nuances to the songs and the vocal lines, and I think he did it the best.
Well, reading the article, it seemed like he was trying to purposely do that because, like he says in the article, you know, when you go to a concert and a new singer replaces your old singer, and you know, people are going to be saying to the new guy, you know, if you're not doing the same thing as the old guy did, they're going to say he sucks, you know.
Yeah.
So, like he says in the article, he was trying to kind of not mimic that stuff, but get as close as he possibly can to the original, the way Steve Perry sang the songs.
Yeah, he wanted to make it a Journey concert,
Right.
for the
Yeah.
fans and have it sound as best as it could. And I mean, me personally, I like his voice. So when they came out and announced he was the new singer before they took the stage, I was thrilled. I
Yeah.
was pretty excited about it.
Yeah. But he's done so much stuff, working with Yngwie, and now he's with Sons of Apollo, with Mike Portnoy, and I can't remember who else is in that band. But
There's a lot of different people in that
Yeah.
band.
yeah. But he's done so much that it shouldn't really. Who cares about Journey? You have everybody knows your name. I understand you want credit for it, but he said he wrote one song. That's about it, and I don't know, not on an album, so. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, and I get that, but they should at least acknowledge he was in the band.
He should be acknowledged, but unfortunately he's not. And what's that guy, the guitarist that owns that band, Neil Schon or whatever his name is?
Sean,
I
think. Yeah, he's the keyboard player.
Oh, I thought he was who's the guitar player?
Oh wait, he is the guitar player.
Yeah,
Jonathan Kane's the keyboard player. Whatever. One of them played a guitar, and that's still pretty fucking lame.
What's wrong with the guitar? I like a couple bands that play guitars.
It's the goofiest, dumbest fucking looking instrument ever, and it's not a rock instrument,
Yeah, but they still make them.
Yeah, for assholes. If anybody ever tried to come in my band playing a guitar, no, sir.
Well, you probably wouldn't have keyboards in your band anyway.
Probably not.
Yeah,
maybe for like atmosphere stuff, but it wouldn't be a prominent part whatsoever.
Are you familiar with the band Magnum?
I know a few songs, but I did read that article. I don't really know them well enough.
Oh, I'm a big fan of them. They're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Their bassist, I don't know. I don't think he's a bassist or anything. Must just be another bassist that filled in for another bassist that filled in for another bassist, because they've had members and members coming out of this band forever.
Well, that was one thing I was going to ask you, actually, because his name I know because he's done session work before.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was in Magnum. That's why I thought it was. Oops.
Oh. Trying to get you some Velcro.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, I didn't really know. I mean, I have all their albums, and I really didn't know. I don't know. I never look when I buy albums. I never open it to see who's in the band anymore. It's just the times have changed,
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to open it up and look at everything and read all the lyrics as I'm listening to the music. But now there's just no time.
No.
Which sucks. But anyway, Dennis Ward from Pink Cream 69 and Unisonic, who we've did one of their albums a couple weeks back on the album versus
love
album.
Pink Cream 69.
So do I. Yeah, so he's going to be playing bass for them. He's in a lot of bands now. He's even with what the hell's that guy's name? The guy Gus G. He sings for Gus G now too.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very good vocalist. He's more, he's a bass player and he's a producer. And he's produced everything that he's done pretty much. He does good work. I talked to him on Facebook one time about recording and things like that. He's very set in his ways about how he records things and stuff like that. But he seems like a pretty cool guy.
Oh, that's cool. But I mean, with recording and shit though, sometimes you got to stick with what works.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to talk to him about how now a lot of the newer bands, you don't really have to go to these big studios and spend all this big money and do all these recordings, because everything's at home on your computer now,
Right.
And he's old school, which I get, that's what he's done his whole life, and that's how he knows how to do things. So he's not going to change.
When you did Phoenix Rain, did you ever do anything on tape, or you pretty much just do everything digitally?
Who? Phoenix Rain?
Yeah.
Never
Your
heard of him.
band.
Never heard of him.
Whatever.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, of course. We recorded stuff in the studio.
Well, no, I mean, I know it was in the studio, but was it a digital recording or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that time we did recordings, all that tape stuff was gone.
I figured that. I was just curious.
Yeah, no. No, if the guy who recorded us anyway probably would have fucked that up too. So lucky we didn't do tape.
Well, the best thing about you guys was the chick anyway. So.
What? The show's going to be very short today. Where's Uncle Saxon? He called us in with some country music in the background.
Oh, God, no. That'd be awful. Actually, I talked to him earlier. He's on, like, side stage. You can't even really hear anything. It's just a wall of noise with some twanging in the background.
I might have to fire him again because that's against the rules, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I guess if it brings in the money, who cares, right?
Yeah, no, he said it's cool. They're really putting him to work out there.
Yeah, he's there for 4 days too. That's a long thing. It's like Woodstock. Longer actually. Woodstock's only 3 days?
3 days, yeah.
Which I don't know. Have you heard anything new about Woodstock?
I haven't seen anything about that since they said the funding got cut or people were backing out or whatever.
Yeah, now the last thing I heard was they might move it to another location now.
Well, what
This
can
thing
you do?
Yeah, that thing got all screwed up, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it'd still be Woodstock in spirit. I guess it doesn't have to be the exact place.
Well, it wasn't in the exact place anyway.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
But I don't know, it just seems like it's been having problem after problem since it's started, so, which sucks.
I think that's a problem with the way a lot of things are done now. Like you were talking about recording, but just with promoters and the more free form way all the shit is now with the internet and just all these fly by night management companies. I'm sure it throws the wrench in a lot of works when you get organizers that don't know what they're doing really.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'll never have to worry about that though.
Why's that?
Because I'm never
festival.
No, unless Rat Salad Review has some kind of festival.
Yeah, well, we could do that.
We could. All right, I'll change my mind. You never know. Never say never.
Yeah, you just pick a band, and then when they go to come on, this is your guest drummer.
I don't know how to play any of your songs.
I don't care what your opinion is. This is Wayne. He's playing drums for you tonight, okay?
He doesn't know any of your songs, but he's playing anyway. Why is he playing in every band? We have a drummer.
Spinal Tap for the 21st century.
Yeah.
Instead of several drummers, it's just one drummer that is omniscient.
Yeah. Man, I'd be fucking exhausted by the time that thing got over. I probably couldn't even get through one song.
Guy's got eyes painted on those glasses.
That's funny. There's a wrestler that paints his eyelids, so he has them closed and it looks exactly like his eyes, so you can't tell if they're closed. It's very funny. It looks very creepy though. All right, Sebastian Bach. I'm not a big fan of Sebastian Bach or Skid Row, but
I like their first couple albums. I mean, not enough where I'd say I love them, but they're okay.
Yeah, I know people love them, but the only song I like is what the hell is that song? 18 in Life. That's a pretty cool song.
18 in Life is good. Really, every song on that first album is pretty good, and most the Slave to the Grind. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you, it's been years since I've heard either one of those, so I can't really name any other songs, but I do have both of those still on my computer. I mean, the physical copies are long gone.
Yeah, most people do still have it, except for me. I just never got into them. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. They're just, I don't know. I guess I was just late to the game with them. I don't know.
Could be.
But anyway, Sebastian Bach, he offered for his old bandmates to come on stage with him for the 30th anniversary of the self-titled debut album, the Skid Row album. And none of them really replied back to him except for one person, and it was, who the hell was it now? I lost the fucking thing. Drummer Rob Affuso.
Yeah. Well, and in the article, You know, the way it's printed kind of makes Snake, Dave, Sabo, whatever the fuck. I don't know if he just goes by Snake or not, but I actually remember his name. You know, the way they have it printed kind of makes him look like a dick, but
Right.
as I was reading that, he really does have a point. You know, he's still out there with Skid Row. They're about to do a tour and all that. And, you know, Bach just kind of came out of nowhere with this.
Right.
You know, they're committed. I don't really feel like they're trying to be like, fuck you. It's just they got things to do with the band.
Mm-hmm. They actually have an album coming out soon.
Yeah, that's what they're getting ready to tour behind. The new album's coming out. They're going to kick off a tour for it. So, you know, they're getting ready for that.
Yeah. And it's so funny. They have the vocalist from Dragon Force. The old vocalist. The original.
He's Dragon Force. That was a really high-pitched guy, right?
Yeah, the original singer, yeah. He sounds pretty cool with Skid Row, though.
Oh, I thought you didn't listen to Skid Row.
I know. Because when I found out he was the new vocalist, I was like, I gotta check this out now, you know, because I do like Dragon Force.
You like Dragon Force?
Of course I do.
Oh, you're fired.
You can't fire me from my own show.
That is the Dragon Force amendment.
There's nothing wrong with Dragon Force. Actually, I like them a lot now, more than I did back when the other guy was in the band. The new vocalist sounds more normal in a way, I guess I could say.
Yeah. I never bothered with them again after the first album. The tone of it and the way they were playing and then the vocals on top of it was just really annoying to me.
Oh, see, I love all that fast, you know, playing, the drumming, and then the guitar, you know, back and forth crap, and I just think that's so cool.
Oh, I love fast guitar playing, just not when it's like harmonic and screechy like that. That's kind of annoying.
It's every song.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing. Just about every song on the record sounded exactly the same as the one that preceded it.
It does, but you know, what are you gonna do? I don't know. That's their thing, you know. You can't really.
Well, I'm gonna help out
up.
Dragon Force fans right now. Go out and get yourself a copy of Frank Zappa's Sleep Dirt.
Sleep Dirt.
Yes. Because you will find much better guitar playing on this album than a Dragon Force album.
I don't know about that.
Really?
I don't know about that.
Zappa is an amazing guitar player. Just because those guys can play fast. There's an acoustic jam on here where he goes absolutely nuts and tears up the fretboard.
Yeah.
I doubt those guys could do that. Maybe they could, but
I'm sure they can. One guy has a Twitch channel, and he goes on there almost every day, and he posts him playing guitar. He does some crazy stuff.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You know, Zappa could do stuff in different styles, and his playing is very fusion-oriented, so it's got a lot of soul to it, you know. So Shredders, it's soulless mostly. It's like, yeah, they're playing a million fucking miles a minute, but there's nothing to it. It's just a run of notes.
I hate you. That's all I gotta say.
Except for Vinnie Vincent, you know.
Yeah, your good old buddy Vinny.
Yeah, best buds there. You know, he always, there was always a lot of feel behind what he was doing, even when he was there's some of them solos from the Lick It Up tour where they would cut them off where it's just way over the top.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I wonder how, because I think, was it last week or the week before we did a story about Marty Friedman being in Kiss? I wonder if he would have kind of been the same way. Or would he have toned himself down? Because he's kind of similar.
I think, during that era of the band, what they were going for, I think they may have adapted slightly to fit his style a little bit, to kind of infuse a little bit more life into the band, because Kiss was essentially dead by that point. But with all the problems they had caused by Vinny, I doubt he would get the amount of creative freedom he had. Yeah, nobody in the band since has.
You don't think Bruce Kulick got any?
Bruce Kulick had a lot more leeway than the other, we'll say, employees have since the original lineup, which is actually a reason why I like a few songs on Crazy Nights. I mean, the hits from that album are absolute shit. That also holds the song I think is the worst song Kiss ever did on it.
What's that?
My Way.
Oh, yeah. I kind of like that song.
Yeah, you probably like Hot in the Shade, too. What the fuck do you know?
I do like some of the songs on that. Nothing wrong with that album.
There's everything wrong with that album. It's
got
bloated.
Forever on there. It's Forever's on there, and then what's that, King of Hearts or something? I think it's
I
King
don't
of
like
Hearts.
that song.
I like that song.
And Freely's Comets version of Hide Your Heart blows away Kisses.
I'll have to check that one out, because I like that song, too.
Yeah,
It's not as bad as you think it is.
I've tried re-listening to it twice over the past 10 years, and it's awful.
It's long. It's very long, I do know that.
It's way too long.
Yeah. It's probably one of the longest Kiss albums.
I think it is the longest Kiss album, which is a shame because they had nothing to say at that point.
Yeah, true.
You know, if Rock and Roll Over was 15 songs long, I mean, they all would have been about fucking, but at least it would have been quality.
Yeah, mostly. Let's see.
I'll have to revisit that album someday. I don't know.
Yeah, if you haven't liked it every time you listen to it, you probably will never like it. So, what is a good one though that is very out of their genre, and I'm not talking about the Elder, but what the hell's the crap?
Carnival of Souls?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no, that was another one I was going to mention because Bruce wrote a lot of that. Too.
Yeah, that was basically his album. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that album came off real well. Actually, I know a lot of people hate it, and they were like, "Oh, they were just trying to jump on the grunge bandwagon." It's like, it's not really a grunge album, though. I mean, it's a little heavier to fit the production style at that time, but It's still a Kiss record.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good album. I love that album. I think it's very good.
Me too.
It's very underproduced. It's very just like bare bones kind of Kiss.
Oh, you can tell they were just doing that to fulfill the contract with Mercury and then get the reunion going. I'm glad they put it out though. I mean, I'll take the shitty production over that record sitting in a vault.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people might disagree with that, but
no, not me. I like the production on that album. I think it's very good. So if you haven't checked it out, go check that album out. We should do that album one day.
We should, actually. I think that'd be a fun one.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, maybe not an album versus album, but just review it.
No, I was thinking album versus album, but we could do whatever. We can review it too.
That'd be kind of a weird one to stack something up against, though.
No, because it would be like, like they changed their sound a lot for that album. Like, what other band really changed their sound? Like to fit it. You could even put Load, Metallica's Load, up against that, maybe.
Yeah, I'll tell you who wins that right now.
I know, I know. But just an idea. Or even like Anthrax, Stomp 442.
Another terrible record.
I like that one.
That one and Volume 8, The Threat Is Real, those are two albums I really have to listen to again because, god damn it, this is pissing me off.
You can only see stuff like this happen if you watch the video.
Let's see. If I use this as a weight, does it?
Well, why did it move?
God damn it. It's this fucking headphone cord.
Well, sorry. If Skype didn't have the issue with the audio, then you wouldn't have to wear headphones. But unfortunately, it's Skype's fault. There you go.
I'll just have to stand up to show off my shirt later.
All right. AC/DC's Brian Johnson is making music with Eagles' Joel Walsh.
Yeah, I think that could be very interesting.
It can be. It's funny. My my friend says, "Oh shit, what the hell?" My friend say something about Joe Walsh is his favorite Eagles. A person from the Eagles, but he doesn't even like the Eagles. He hates the Eagles.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
I hate the
So
fucking Eagles too.
I like some songs, but yeah, this should be interesting.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
definitely
so.
check it out.
I would too.
Um,
I like most of the stuff Joe Walsh has done, even when he got a little overly synthy in the 80s.
yeah,
Yeah.
he still got some good stuff.
Oh yeah, no, he did great albums. You know what's funny? Well, I guess overall I do like some of the Eagles songs. I don't
Yeah,
love them, but like I wouldn't turn off the radio if a couple of them necessarily came on. But I really like what the members did solo in a couple cases as compared to what they did with the Eagles.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
really just Joe Walsh and Don Felder. Don Henley. Ugh.
He's had one or two songs that I might have liked over the years. Not many though. Is what it is.
Yeah.
The biggest story of this week, and it's not really a surprise because this band always has something going on. Because sometimes they're just too full of themselves. Manowar.
Oh, yeah, Manowar.
Yep. They canceled their performance at Hellfest. But what's really weird about this thing is like the Hellfest, I guess the organizers, and then Manowar give like two different stories.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you read the whole article and you read what Joey DeMaio, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and you read what he says. The whole thing was over. The stage wasn't the correct size to fit their whole show, and they told them
Right.
they couldn't do it with the whole thing. So Manowar was like, "Fuck it, we're not playing." Uh, Honestly, to me, dick move on the band.
I think so too because you would think they know that information they
Yeah.
got there.
And if the promoters didn't tell them ahead of time, then okay, that's bad on the promoters' part. But the fans aren't really going to care. They still came to see you play. It seems really frivolous just to we don't have the fucking fake tiger or whatever the hell it is now.
Yeah, I saw
I
a
mean,
picture of the backdrop, and it's not really a big deal.
yeah. I mean, fuck, Sabbath in '83, they had a Stonehenge set that wouldn't fit in any stadium anywhere, and they still did a world tour. So,
Yeah, it's just so stupid. There's got to be more to the story. It has to be. It can't just be over a stupid backdrop.
yeah, well, the way Joey describes it, it sounds like this big stage show and all this shit. But I was watching live videos of them, and I did, like you said, all I ever really see is the backdrop with the screen. I don't
Yeah,
really.
it just looks like a dungeon kind of thing, and then that's it. I don't get it. I have no idea. But since they declined to not play, they got the band Sabaton to take over, and people love that. And I think that was kind of cool that Sabaton stepped in, and actually their vocalist blew his voice out. I think the night before, 'cause they did a concert the night before, and he couldn't even sing. So he was just up on stage doing like all stupid things or whatever, and I think either the guitarist or somebody sang all the songs or whatever. But they still put on the show. They had a problem, and they still put on the show anyway, regardless.
Yep.
And they're not
Shit,
even as
dude.
big as Manowar is. Well, they might be actually bigger than Manowar at this point because they are pretty popular lately.
Well, case in point, you want your metal with something a little ridiculous, a little bodybuilding, a little Viking, and somebody that's still going to be really cool. Go buy the new Thor album. Get out there and see Thor live. It will not disappoint.
Yeah, go check that one out. Still gotta get him on the show.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to email him because you guys are slacking on me.
Well,
I gotta do all the work around here.
Sorry.
So anyway, I don't know. Manowar is just all over the place lately.
Yeah, they've had a lot
Actually,
of stuff.
I don't know if you could see, but there is the stage. Not really a big deal.
Yeah, see, I don't get it. Like, I would think people would have been perfectly fine with just seeing them. And honestly, if you think the stage show is the big deal, maybe you should really think about the quality of the music you're putting out there.
Exactly. Very true. This is I read this. I didn't even read the whole story yet, but the headline just kind of, you know, got me because I kind of believe this. Def Leppard's Vivian Campbell says a lot of younger bands are lacking balls,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I
No,
kind of agree with him.
I agree with him a lot, and I read the article. Honestly, there's not too much depth to it. The whole
Right,
article
yeah.
is like a paragraph. It's basically just that quote and then
Right.
the sentence the quote comes from. But yeah, you know, he says there's people out there doing it, but they don't have the balls or the feel. There's no power to the music. And he said that's with everything, you know, not just rock or metal, but you go turn on the radio, nobody sounds like they care anymore.
Right, exactly.
And he's right. You know, I was hanging out with somebody the other day, and they were listening to a mix of like hip hop and then some newer soft rock. I couldn't tell you a difference between any of the songs, man. I mean, because that auto tune shit, all the vocalists sound exactly the fucking same. How the hell do you make an acoustic guitar sound so electronic? You know what I mean? Why does anybody think that's cool?
I hate that. I hate that. My guitarist tried to do that on one of our songs. I'm like, please, no, just use an acoustic guitar. You know, the funniest thing, my brother, he plays music too, and he bought his daughter just a little shitty guitar. You know, those little children guitars, like, you know, probably about that big.
Little Mickey Mouse guitar with some plastic
basically.
strings. Yeah.
He played it, and then he recorded it, and he showed me the song that he did with it. And I'm like, damn, what the hell guitar did you use? He said, the little guitar for the kid. I was like, there's no way. It just sounded better than the guitar I have with the, you know, acoustic guitar that I have. I'm like, God. It sounded really good. But yeah, like, just, I don't know. Some bands, just like you say, they just all have that auto tune, and every drummer sounds the same. There's no life in any of the music lately.
No, and you know that's a big reason why I was so excited about you know, Maniacal Force and Gate Creeper, because just there's been no death metal that didn't sound completely cookie cutter for years at this point.
Very true. But the one thing is about the Vivian Campbell, when are they ever going to put out a good album? Def Leppard.
Oh, well, that ship sailed 30 years ago.
I got their new box set. I'm a Def Leppard fan. I've been a Def Leppard fan since Hysteria. I was a fanboy back then. That was the only thing I would listen to when I was younger. And I stayed up to date with them. You know, I still like them. I don't like every album or every song that they put out. I think a lot of stuff's terrible. Ever since Vivian Campbell actually joined the band, I think everything's been really bad. But I still bought the box set.
I've never been all that impressed by Vivian Campbell.
I haven't either. But finding out when they let him in the band, and then I found out he was from Dio and did all this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna, get them to be, how they used to be, because that album that after Steve Clark died, Adrenalize, wasn't really that good. So I thought,
when they played that single from that at that concert I went to where they were playing with Journey, Joe, let's get rocked, and I was right there, and I said, go get fucked. I hate that song.
I like that song, even though it was corny. But yeah, that album, I was just listening to that album the other day because I was in the box set, and I'm just like, it's really not that good. I remember it not being good, and it's still not good. I still don't like it.
I think it's awful. I wouldn't listen to Hysteria really, but that's a piece of pop perfection. But
it is.
Not really my thing.
Yeah, there's a few good songs on it, Adrenalize, but it's really not. It's not. I don't know. I mean, it also too the time that they did it when Steve Clark died and all that stuff, and I could see they probably weren't really too focused on the album as much as they would have been, but it's still not really that good of an album.
Fuck, Rick lost his arm, and
I know.
Every song on that album was a hit.
Yeah, I know. They went through a lot of shit. I was reading through the booklet on there, and they just went through a lot of stuff all in like a short period of time. Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, what
Yeah,
else?
they got a wild story.
Yeah, they do. I wanted to watch that movie that was out a couple years ago because I never got to see it. It was on VH1 back in the day.
That was actually a pretty good movie.
Was it? Because I heard
Yeah.
that they didn't like it.
Well, I mean, I suppose they don't portray the band in the best light, but I thought it was done well for a VH1 TV movie, and it was entertaining. I mean, you know, that's like The Dirt. There's a lot of things factually that annoy me about that movie, but as a piece of entertainment, I think it was done well.
Yeah, I'll have to one day to try to find it and watch it. Hopefully, they maybe do an updated version of it and make it a little bit better.
Maybe.
I'd like to see. Some cool news here. King Diamond. He played a concert the other night at Hellfest. He actually played his Hellfest concert. It's not like Manowar and wussied out.
Fucking Manowar.
But King Diamond premiered a new song, Masquerade of Madness. So his new album will be coming out. Now there is proof.
Eventually.
There is proof that there will be at least one song on the album.
I'd still prefer a Merciful Fate record, especially after hearing that new song.
I like it. I think it's kind of cool. I want to hear a studio version of it. I don't want to hear the live version because you don't really
okay.
feel how it sounds.
It's okay, but I don't know. It kind of sounds hastily thrown together to me.
I think that's just because it's live, and they might not be too familiar with it yet.
Could be.
Yeah,
like I said, I don't know. That's why I am not really going to say too much about it, other than it sounds kind of hastily thrown together. But like you said, it's a live song, so I'd like to hear a studio version of it as well.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. A friend of mine wrote me about it, and he said it kind of reminded him like something from Conspiracy or Them or something like that. So I kind of got the same feel.
We need to get Troy on here to give his unabashed opinion. Troy needs to come back.
He will come back. We have to work with him on something else anyway. So we gotta get him back on the show at some point.
Oh yes.
Come back, Troy.
Come back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, and we can totally do it with 4 people. Hell, we could even try 5 whenever Mark finishes what he's up to.
I don't know what Mark's doing either. He said he'll be back in July though. Probably the week I go away, he'll say, "Oh, I can come back." And final story is a place I'd never been to, but I would always like to go to. I didn't send you this news. I forgot, or did I? The Amoeba Music Store in Hollywood, California.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to read that one, but
Yeah.
you did send it to me.
Yeah, not a really big deal, but they're actually going to be tearing the building down. Supposedly they're going to move, but yeah, they're going to be tearing it down, and because they're I guess there's zoning changes in the area, and they're gonna build a 26-story complex on the site of the Amoeba Music Store.
Well, at least it's not a Whole Foods.
We don't need no Whole Foods.
Fucking hippies out there,
I have shopped at Whole Foods once in a while.
Yeah, you would.
It's not too close to my house though, so it's not very often. They have some weird things there that you can't buy in other stores, so sometimes you got no choice.
Yeah, well, you eat your $8 stick of butter,
You know what they had there? The ostrich egg. You ever see an ostrich egg?
Yeah, them hoity-toity restaurants
it's
that
like
yuppies
this.
eat at.
Yeah, it's like this big.
Yeah, they're huge.
It's insane. Like, where the hell do you get that? Ostrich.
From an ostrich? What kind of fucking question is that? Where do you get an ostrich?
Well, it's not like we have ostriches hanging around in New York. Do you have ostriches where you are?
At a zoo, I'm sure, but there are people with like ostrich farms and shit though. So.
Not here, not that I know of.
Well, and why would that ever make the news, or why would you seek one out?
I don't know.
Well, I suppose for eggs, but
I guess. Although I do have customers that have peacocks. They own
Really?
actual peacocks. Yeah. And that's freaking weird.
yeah. That down in Florida, I don't know if they're actually native to Florida or not, but we used to see them all the time, just wild, running around.
What, ostriches?
No, peacocks.
The alligators probably ate them.
I don't know.
I don't know either. They're scary though. They put those things out there and then they say rah, 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 and you don't want to go near them. And
Yeah, I mean, they look really fucking cool in the zoo, but when you're in a little close proximity to them, they get pretty aggressive and pissed off.
I went to the zoo once, and there was one that was out, in the area, the people walking around, and these people got cornered by it because it had its things out, and he was like threatened by something. So these people were standing behind him, and they couldn't move, and it was just some woman and her kid. I felt so bad, but the thing was it was scary. I didn't even want to go near it. I couldn't save them. I don't know what happened to them. They might have died.
Oh, well. Don't mess with the peacock.
Do not mess with the peacocks. All right. On that note, it's album time. That was a long news story.
Yeah, it was. Well, we had a lot to talk about.
We did. It's felt like it's been like a week since we did the show last.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
Yeah, exactly a week.
All right, so what are we doing tonight?
Possessed, Revelations of Oblivion, their first album in 32 years.
Holy shit, it's been 32 years?
Yep, their last official recording was The Eyes of Horror. It was an EP. It came out in 1987.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought they've been going along this whole time.
Oh, they've been playing live and stuff. Well, Jeff Becker, the bass player, original bass player, he just sings now because he's in the wheelchair, but he got paralyzed and put him on hold for a couple years. And also, out of the original lineup, Larry Lalonde left and did Primus and all that. But
no idea.
Yeah, I want to say 2005 was when I really first started seeing them coming back and doing the festival appearances and all that. And, I'd seen them live a couple times in that interim, and it was always a good band, but I never really paid attention who was in it because they weren't doing any studio recordings.
Huh. I had no idea.
Yeah, and I did. Unfortunately, I do not have my notes, but I know I did write something because Jeff had mentioned why they decided to record it now and all this, but sure you people out there can use the internet.
Well, you should have said something. I would have got it up there, but oh well. Next time, send me your notes.
I will.
Well, what do you think of this album?
I love it. And honestly, maybe the second best thing they've done since their first album, Seven Churches. Kind of on the fence about whether or not I like it more than The Eyes of Horror, just because I grew up listening to that EP and it's awesome. But I mean, every song on this album is memorable. It's just great old school death/thrash, that mid-'80s sound, but it sounds fresh. It sounds new. There's riffs everywhere. The solos are awesome.
How many other albums do they have?
2 studio albums and an EP and a compilation.
Oh wow! So they really did nothing before they had to disappear.
No, that's what I mean. He got paralyzed and then they disappeared for a long time.
How'd he get paralyzed?
I want to say he got shot, but I can't remember anymore. I know it was some kind of accident.
Well, it's not really an accident getting shot, unless it was an accident.
Well, I mean,
he was cleaning his gun and shot
during a robbery or something. It's not really his fault. That's kind of an accident.
Not really. If they meant to shoot him.
Well, it could have been a street.
If he was cleaning his gun and then it went off, that's an accident.
Well, yeah, whatever. Anyway. But in any
I don't.
event,
I don't mean to make a joke out of this of somebody being paralyzed.
No, well, dude, it's amazing how he's risen above it. I mean, they're fucking riveting to see live. You know, I mean, he's in great voice. He sounds awesome on this album. He still sounds great live, and he can really command an audience.
So, is he playing in a wheelchair?
He sings from the wheelchair. I don't believe he plays bass at all anymore.
Oh wow. Huh, I really got to look up some info on them. I should have did that before we did the show.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we look like a couple jackasses right now because we're a little misinformed. But
I went away for a couple of days, so it was hard for me to look stuff up.
Well, I didn't expect to not have access to my notes tonight, but this wouldn't be Rat Salad Review if something didn't get fucked up. So
no, yeah. Hey, we just provide the entertainment. We don't have to always be correct or have all the information. There is a thing called the internet, you know.
That's right.
You don't even have to watch this fucking show. You could just look it up on your internet yourself. You lazy bastards. Oh God. Anyway.
But yeah, I love it, man. I'd have to give this one a 10 out of 10. It just fires on all cylinders.
Wow. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Or 5 out of 5, however fucking many we're doing. I can't remember what the rating system is right now.
Well, that's usually the other show, but 10's good. We go to 10.
Okay.
All right.
What do you think?
I like the album. I think it's pretty cool. It's the first album I've ever heard of them. And I do like it. Yeah, I do like it. I do want to check out the other albums. Now, you said they only have 2 others, so this way I don't have to go back through a whole catalog of like 12 different albums. And see what the others are like. And I also want to. I'm interested to hear how they used to sound, like from the '80s, or when that style was pretty big back then.
It's fairly similar to the new record. It still sounds like Possessed. The biggest difference is, the second album, Beyond the Gates, kind of drops a lot of the deathier overtones and is pretty much a straight thrash album.
Yeah, I would like that a lot more probably, because this doesn't really have a lot of death kind of stuff to it. This reminds me a lot of the Deceased album, the Ghostly White.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very similar to that.
Seven Churches is like that too. I mean, when you say death metal, or when I say death metal, I suppose really by today's standards you could call it dark thrash, but in 1985 nothing else was really that heavy that was out on record at that time.
Yeah, I get very confused when you say death metal, because I'm really expecting like Napalm Death kind of death metal.
Well, see, Napalm Death is grindcore to me.
Oh, that's death metal to me. Now you're blue. Abadi abadai.
I always thought the lyrics were, if I was green I would die, but okay.
No, blue.
Yeah, there was a commercial on for US Bank.
That's all right. No problem. But yeah, I like the album. We'll definitely listen to it a bunch more. And I think everybody else should go out and listen to it. There's no song in particular that I liked over the others. There was one song, I wish I could remember the name of it, but I don't. But it had a very Celtic Frost feel to it. Just reminded me of Celtic Frost. Mm-hmm. Celtic Frost. Sorry, keep fucking that up. But that must be like a big influence on them, because I can hear a lot of that through other songs too. But that one, wishes.
Yeah, I remember about, but I can't. Yeah.
Let's look at the name of it again.
Revelations of Oblivion.
Revelations to Oblivion. You'll know what I'm talking about. If you like Celtic Frost, you'll hear the influence.
Yeah,
of some of the songs.
And well, yeah, if you like Possessed, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what the other albums sound like, but if you say they're pretty close to this one, I'm sure that anybody who buys this album, who's a fan, will enjoy this album.
Yeah, and even if you just like old school thrash and old school death metal, you're gonna love it.
I would say so. But there you go, throwing a death metal around. I don't hear death metal in this at all.
No, you need to listen to Seven Churches, or at least Death's Scream Bloody Gore, and you'll kind of get where I'm going with that.
I guess. I'm not a fan of Death, though. I tried listening to him. I don't like his voice.
Well, which era? Because he sang guttural at first, and then he switched to higher vocals later on.
Whatever the Philosopher is on.
Okay, that's on Individual Thought Patterns,
Yes.
so that was when he switched to the higher vocal style. On the first 3 records, it's very guttural still.
I probably wouldn't like that either then. Which is a shame because so many people talk about his guitar work and, the band, just the music themselves. It's just
It's
people are crazy
amazing,
about them.
but well, to be honest, I like their more death metal era more than their progressive stuff. But everybody talks about their last one, The Sound of Perseverance, being their masterpiece, and I like it. But dude, his vocals were just so high at that point; it irritates the shit out of me to listen to that whole record all the way through in one clip.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder why did he change? Any idea?
That's kind of how Chuck was, man. I don't know why he chose that specific style, but he was always about, moving forward and evolving.
That's interesting. I guess like a lot of those bands did, like even Carcass, because they were pretty similar. I guess Death a little bit, right?
Yeah. No, you could say that, yeah.
Not for the newest album, but the one before that. I can't remember what the hell the name of that one is either. I have it behind me. Something Swan.
Swan Song.
Swan Song. They changed a lot on that album.
Yeah, but you're thinking more of like Heart Work and Necrotis.
Yeah, they changed a lot from that stuff. So I think a lot, like, just like a lot of what the metal bands changed when the grunge came, and then, all these death metal bands changed too,
Oh, yeah. Oh, big time.
What were we going to say?
I was going to say Carcass, they even changed on necroticism from what they were doing on their first 2 albums.
Right.
Because Reek of Putrefaction and Symphonies of Sickness sound nothing like necroticism and Heart Work.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah.
And I got those because they had those reissues, and I found them really cheap. And I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh my god, this is kind of, I don't really care for this too much. All the songs are like really short too, right? I think on those.
Yeah, that's grindcore.
Yeah.
I really love the second one, Symphonies of Sickness, but honestly, the first one, Reek of Putrefaction, I have it, but I'm not a big fan of that album. It's definitely not Bill Steer's best.
No, not at all.
Suppose it's a good starting off point, but if you're getting into Carcass, I would not recommend starting with that record.
No, not at all. But, okay, anyway, Possessed. Go get the album. Go check it out.
Revelations of Oblivion. Go buy it and check it out. It's awesome.
I definitely suggest it. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever heard, and I do like it. I'm not really into a lot of these kind of style of bands, but you've turned me on to a lot of this stuff, so I definitely approve.
Excellent. And maybe you'll get me a power metal album I like one day. Who knows?
I was going to tell you to check out that Dragon Force, one of the Dragon Force albums. Which one was it? Maximum Overdrive.
Named after one of my favorite movies. Maybe it's worth checking out.
I think it's called Maximum Overdrive, isn't it? It's got the new singer, so you don't have to worry about the high pitched guy.
Good.
But there's some interesting things on that. They do a lot of like death metal drumming and stuff once in a while.
Oh, blast beats and stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, Maximum Overload. Sorry.
Still sounds cool. I'll check it out.
Definitely check that out. So that's all I can think of for today.
Well, let me narrate the Uncle Saxon True Hollywood Story of the Week.
Go ahead.
From Smokey, the Oversmith mascot today, live from the Utility Muffin Research Kitchen.
Should I hit your intro?
I haven't. Saxons, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, here it is.
Hey kids, everybody gather around. It's time for Stories with Uncle Saxon.
Okay, go.
Okay. So, this is the Uncle Saxon True Hollywood Story Country Fest edition. So he's out there and he's working all day, and he just really had to drop a deuce, man. But, you know, the bathrooms are clean because he was just setting it up. So, long story short, he goes in there, he does his business, and now he's got a blue team.
And that concludes the Uncle Saxon story of the week.
Country Fest edition.
He's got to come back with some pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I think he messaged us while we were on here. I can't read what he says. Oh, just miss you guys. That's all. That's all he said.
Yeah, no, I was gonna try to call him too, but it didn't ended up coordinating right with, you know, him having to work or doing whatever for the bands.
Yeah, that's all right. He'll be back next week. If we let him back on, that is.
Man, you really don't like that Y&T record.
Oh God! Yeah, after that, the leader Ford, the Y&T, and now he's at a country music festival. Who the fuck is this guy? Fuck that! God damn! I might listen to some questionable stuff, but Jesus Christ, you'll never see him at a country. Well, I can't say that. I did go to a country music concert once.
God.
It wasn't by choice. I don't even want to tell you who it was, because that's even worse.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care who's trying to take you to a country music festival. That's grounds for divorce, as far as I'm concerned.
You want to know who it was?
Ooh. Conway Twitty.
No, I would have preferred Conway Twitty. I don't even think they're still around anymore.
Conway Twitty makes me want to kill myself. But...
Just that name. Dixie Chicks.
Why?
Somebody I was with at the time liked Dixie Chicks, and I went. Things you have to do sometimes, you know?
Yeah, and I guess that's why you're married and I'm single.
Well, I'm not married to that person.
No, I didn't think you were, but you're talking about, compromise sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know, some things you got to stand your ground on, man, and country music's one of them.
One thing I do stay my ground on, if I'm driving, the music is mine. No, I let her listen to her stuff too. I can't.
Oh, yeah? Hey, sitting there jamming out to some T-Swift.
No, she don't listen to that stuff, thank God. It's funny because I did put some of her music on my phone because I have the Amazon app.
Yeah.
So, because the iPods, I'm just tired of dealing with whose iPod we're going to take on our vacation. So I threw her songs on my Amazon thing. So this way it mixes our songs. And
there you go.
Yeah, I've actually been finding some songs of hers that I actually do like. It's weird. I even made a playlist of songs, like random liked songs.
Mm-hmm.
And half of the thing is full of her songs.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, she'll probably be surprised one day when I play it. Because she won't expect that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. That's all the stories I have for today.
Yep, me too.
All right.
Except Voivod is going to play the Jazz Fest with a brass quintet playing live with them. It's going to be an awesome jazz fusion show. I really wish I could go. Dan away. Well, I'll just message him, but I need video of that.
Yeah.
Or audio. I need to hear that.
They did put a little clip of like the practice on their Facebook.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't had the chance to watch it yet.
Well, I'm just saying, just check it out. It's a really short clip, but it sounded pretty cool. There was some guys playing trumpets or something on it.
Yeah, everybody should check it out because that's an award-winning album.
It is. Go check out that Voivod album. That came out last year. That came out last year, and you're still talking about it.
Because I mean, the Possessed album's a 10, The Wake is an 11.
So is the Possessed album your favorite album of the year so far?
Yes.
So
Yeah, I have to say it knocked Bewitcher down to number 2. I mean, I love Bewitcher. They're definitely one of the best new bands out there. But I love Possessed, and this record just blew me away.
Even Ink, it blew that one away too. The new Ink album.
It did, and Anthony would probably understand because I'm sure he likes Possessed as much as I do.
Yeah. They're actually going to come here. I think August or September. I don't remember. I think it's August.
It has to be August because they're coming out here in September.
All right, so it's probably August. I might try to go see. I'll actually see if Troy wants to go see them.
Hey, totally should.
Yeah, because they're playing not too far away, so maybe we'll see. Actually, they were looking for bands to play, and from Long Island bands. So I contacted Troy, and Troy gave me some bands to contact, and they actually got one of the bands on the show.
Oh, cool.
So that'd be interesting. So that'd probably even make Troy want to go even more. So I'll see what he says.
Sweet.
So with that being said, I think that's enough for today.
We bid you farewell.
That's right. We bid you farewell. Check out all our shows. Thanks for subscribing to YouTube and iTunes and all that stuff. I think now we have 95 subscribers to YouTube.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Very cool. I just wish more of you would watch the videos, besides the 14 that always seem to watch our videos.
Suppose we're not just not interesting enough.
I don't know. What else do you guys want us to possibly do? God,
yes, give us suggestions.
Please,
something.
in the comments, write what you want us to listen to. Give us an album to check out, something. Even go on our Facebook page. Go on our website, ratsoundreview.com. Send me a message. What do you want?
Yeah, hell. The 4th through the 7th of July, I'm off. Heckle us. I'll argue with you when I'm drunk. Why the fuck not?
Please. You can find him easily on Facebook. Greg Nogel on Facebook. Please do. Or even just go to Rat Salad Review Facebook page. Just argue with us on there. Tell Uncle Saxon he's stupid for playing doing that country music festival thing, whatever the hell he's doing. And I guess that's it for today. See you guys later. See you next week.
See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.